Okay, this is a brief lesson for the Smith song Back to the Old House. Um, there are a lot of these performances online, people typically playing classical guitars and doing it very, very well. Um, but they play it so friggin' fast that for me it was really hard to get a clear sense of what was going on and break it down so that I could learn it. So I went on to a fabulous website that I recommend to all of you who haven't seen it yet, called Smiths on Guitar, that has all kind of tabs and other resources for Smith songs. And I got the acoustic technique tab for Back to the Old House, and it, pretty much showed exactly how to play this guitar in tab form, which was quite helpful. But I didn't find a whole lot of help online in terms of a lesson, a visual lesson about how to play the song. So I thought I might go ahead and provide that and show you how I play this song. Most of this song takes place between the 3rd and the 5th frets. There's a brief visit up to fret 7 in an E minor shape. I think that's the shape. But most of it is right in here between the 3rd and the 5th. And of course we have the capo on the 2nd fret here, which still you end up playing a little flat of where the version of Hatful of Hollow is, but it's pretty close. So the basic chords for the song are kind of a C, right? And then a G, and an F. And I'm assuming you all know these basic chords, right? An E minor, there's a pivot point. It's not really a chord, but it's a shape, and it's at the 4th fret G string, 5th fret D string, 5th fret A string, right? And I'll refer to it as the pivot point. I know that sounds kind of strange, but that's how I think of it. And then there's a chord here, and I think this is what do they call this? An F add 9 C, whatever. But that's what it is, right? That's at the 3rd fret B string, 5th fret A string, and D string. Right? Then there's another shape here at the 4th and 5th fret, the G string and B string. Okay? These are the basic shapes of the song. Let's see, I did say the E minor, didn't I? And then there's this one, right? Which is, I guess, the one you start with. But that's the one he slides up later on in the song that we'll talk about. Okay, so I've just showed you all of the shapes that I can remember. Nope, that's not true. There's one here that's really cool, and this is a C major 7, or pardon me, a B major 7. Really nice. It's kind of this medieval sounding chord, which is really great. But I think I've just shown you all the shapes in the song. Well, there's one more. I just remembered one more. It's here at the 4th fret, A string, G string, and B string, and the rest are open. Right? That's where that one comes into play. Later in the song. Okay, so that's all the shapes. So hopefully when I go back to those, you'll realize you've seen it before. So we start here at the 3rd fret in kind of a modified C, and the picking is, you're going to be using a lot of finger picking here. And believe me, I'm an amateur novice guitarist, and if I can learn how to do this song, and it did take me probably 3 weeks of practice, 5 to 10 minutes every couple of days, but I think I finally got it. If I can do that, I think pretty much anybody can. So I'm just going to play it slowly for you, and hopefully you can follow along with your guitar and stop the video as you need to and back up, but I'll play it slowly. Okay, start over. When you slow it down, your brain shifts and it's hard to remember what you're supposed to do. Now to the pivot point. So pivot point shape, all I do is lift up my middle finger. Then I'm right back here at this modified C. High E string there. Bass notes down. Pivot point. This stretch chord. Open B string there. Now, back to the C. Notice how I picked out those accent notes with my pinky up here on the 5th fret. Then there's this shape. Back to this stretch. Open B string. So pivot point, right? Now notice I'm always hitting that D after I do my intro pluck. Okay, that's part 1 of the song there. Hopefully you could see all of that and see how I picked that, and you could follow along on your guitar. So I'm going to stop this part 1 and we'll move on next to video number 2.